Hello and welcome to Fairway Media's coverage of Round 3, Farragut Open 2021. Thank you to our sponsors of the event. If you would like to sponsor an upcoming event video, please hit the email down below. Held at Farragut State Park in Idaho over a weekend in September. This property is full of amazing courses. Take a chance to get out there. If you have not yet watched the previous rounds, you're missing out. I am Cory Jones. On the mic with me is Hanna. And we have to thank Jason and Dani for putting on this event. Hanna, why don't you introduce our players?
Okay, so we have Jared Persons, Chris Waugh, Christian Dietrich, and Kade F.
Perfect. On the Recreator course, coming up hole 1, par 3, 184 feet. Pretty straightforward. Slight elevation to the pin. Lots of trees, which is going to be a recurring theme. Here we go. Let's see the action starting off with, it looks like, Chris Waugh.
And I just want to point out that Cory was supposed to say Kade's last name because he was better at it. I'm just putting it out there.
And on that note, here we have Chris Waugh throwing his drive. This looks to be pretty clean. Gets through onto the dance floor, and he'll have a putt. And I absolutely was supposed to say Kade's last name, but I don't even think I could have said Kade F properly. Christian lining up what looks to be pretty much similar shot.
Yeah, and there's that little hill. If you get back there in the trees, it's a little tricky.
Thankfully, that Firebird sat down for him. Looks like we have Kade lining up now. So far, all three players opting for the left to right option, which I think has the most room. Whether you play left-handed or right-handed, that is probably the best gap out there. That one also seems to stay within range there. And then Jared, the lefty on the card. Ooh, that was coming in hot. All four players with pretty similar shots, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jared lining up here. With that being the furthest away, they're all in a spot to be able to attack this, and that was a good run. Just a little low. You know, he was fighting the elevation on that putt.
Good two for Chris.
Great putt, right in the heart. Chris has a very clean putting stroke for sure. I've had the opportunity to play with him many times. Here we have Christian.
Just a little low.
Yep. Similar to Jared's, both just slightly down the hill. You can see Kade is further up the hill than either of them, but oof, oh yeah, all three of them had that little bit of elevation to deal with.
Just the first hole nervousness, you know.
It gets us all, and thankfully for all the competitors, those putts were very close. I mean, everybody drew some metal, everybody got right where they needed to be, and the worst score is a par, so 1 under for the card through hole 1. That's a pretty good start. All right. Hole 2, par 3, 339 feet. Once again, you'll see there are a few options. You can take left side, center, right side. There is a pretty low ceiling throughout the entirety of the fairway. Looks like the MPO average was a 3.17 on this hole, so it's going to be playing just slightly above par. Doing some nice ground play there.
That was a good drive from Chris.
Absolutely. Kept it a little lower than I bet he would have wanted out of the hand, but once again, seeing these pine needles, you're going to get a lot of play if the disc has any kind of speed when they touch.
Two trees.
Yep, Christian getting a little knock, but landing in the fairway. No harm, no foul. All right, Kade, I'm going to give it a shot. Please don't be mad at me. We're going to say it's Kade Filimoehala. There, I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. I did it.
Yes.
And it was nowhere near as good as the shot that he threw. That came in a little hot. Going to have a little bit to contest with, but the line was clean. Great form. I look forward to seeing more from Kade.
Nice, Jared.
Yeah, that looks like a great shot.
Very clean. The speed control, angle control, fantastic. Beautiful shot from Jared.
Do you think he's going to run this?
I think he is. I've only seen a few rounds of Christian's putt, but he has a pretty up to down like that. Yeah, so I think his putt is a pretty safe run, the way he kind of arcs it high. And that was a really good run. He just about sunk that one in there. Just a little low again from Kade, but once again, right on target, right on line.
Another 2 from Chris.
Can't start much better. Putting a little bit of distance between him and the card that otherwise is bunched up pretty tight going into this round. Good cleanup from Christian there.
There it is.
Great putt from Jared. Took the time, went through the routine, got the 2. Way to capitalize on a great drive.
Absolutely.
Kade tapping in for par. It's going to move us on to hole 3. Why don't you tell us about hole 3, Hannah?
Hole 3. So if you head to the right side, you got a little bit of an opening, and then to the left is where the best is going to be. On the left side, there's a lot of trees. On the right side, you still have trees as well. So kind of just going up that open fairway and getting close to the basket is pretty good.
Absolutely. Chris keeping it low on hyzer. Looks like it pushed a little straighter than he wanted, and that's going to put him out into that tree line that you're really trying to stay away from. You want the shot to shape much tighter left, as you saw in the drone flight. It's not necessarily jail, but it's definitely not where you want to be. Jared playing as, again,
Nice,
the
Jared.
lone lefty, hits a beautiful turnover shot.
Absolutely.
That is no doubt the best drive I've seen on this hole, and as a left-handed player, that's quite an accomplishment. That turnover angle held wonderful.
That's not a bad spot to be, but there are if you're further out enough, you can get out, but if you're in those trees, it's a low ceiling you have to kind of scooch out of.
Absolutely, yeah. It looked like he tried to make the correction off of Chris's line. Pretty similar, low, direct hyzer. I think they just, again, both players put a little too straight. Kade says, look how wide open the sky is. Why are you guys throwing it so low? I don't understand what's happening here. And that's a pretty darn good result. I mean, he landed in a couple little trees there, but for going up over the top, A for effort.
Yeah, not bad.
Chris stretching out here. Gets knocked down before he clears where he was trying to. You can see Kade actually has a look at it.
Oh, that was a good bid.
This man is a monster. I look forward to watching more of this.
He seems
Christian
pretty
lining
young.
up. Absolutely.
Do you know how old he is?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't know. It's great, though.
Chris had the awkward stance, gave it a go, but no connection there. Jared looking to capitalize again, back-to-back amazing drives.
Boom.
He's so good. He's so good from that distance.
Perfect putt. The crowd loves it. Yeah, what a bid that was from Kade. Great drive from Jared, getting the 2. Chris with an unfortunate bogey. Let's hear from our sponsors at Voodoo Ranger.
Are you not living as rangerously as you used to? Ask your bartender if Voodoo Ranger IPA is right for you. It's been clinically proven to increase rangerousness, so you can get back to living rangerously again. Side effects may include cold hand, spontaneous cold tooth, and craving more Voodoo Ranger.
Oh my goodness.
Look out for that spontaneous gold tooth coming your way. Hole 4, par 4, 642 feet. This hole did average slightly above par for the MPO field at a 4.34. We have Jared teeing off first after the beautiful drive he just laid down on hole 3.
Oh, and that's looking good.
That made it through everything.
Yep.
That man is a wizard. Christian lining up. You see he's using the other side of basically that target tree to try to replicate the same shot. And it looks to land in a pretty darn close situation there.
Yep.
We have Kade.
Low line, good speed. If it beats that ceiling, that's going to be nice.
900 feet, is that bad? High score, did I break it?
What does high score mean? Smashed on it. As you can see, that is just chest high the whole way. That is pure power, pure angle control, and just got plenty of ground play. Great shot from Kade.
So confused.
Me too, Chris. I can't do that either. So I'm just begging to get into Masters as fast as possible. Chris catches that hill on the low line. It's going to be in the center. That should be plenty playable, but did not get the distance the rest of the card did.
Oh.
Unfortunate. It's going to make for some drama on the card with the scores being as close as they are and Chris being the player to currently be making a mistake. There's some moves to be made here.
That seems to be tracking to the basket.
Beautiful shot from Chris. Beats the last tree line, puts him well within his putting range. Christian lining up. Looking to do something similar. Definitely catches the wrong angle and hits a little early. Jared with that unfortunate last kick. What do you think he's doing? How high? How high is he throwing it?
To the sky. To the moon. Yep.
Into the moon, and you just might get the basket.
Or catch some trees.
It sounded like a lot happened.
Yeah. Oh.
There you
Not
go.
bad.
I'll allow it. That's
Yeah, and
sat
behind the
nicely.
basket there's a little hill. It's not that big, but there is some shrubbery behind it.
Yeah, and as you can see, it is definitely not that wide, but it does, as you say, it'll bring some elevation into your comeback if you don't make that initial putt from these angles.
Good putt from Chris.
Great putt. I expect nothing less when I see that man on the putting green. One of the better people you could find yourself playing with, for sure. Oh, no. Just leaks out a little bit for Kade, and there's that hill that you talked about. Thankful he didn't get too far down beyond any of these obstacles that he has to putt through.
That's still a par, though. That's good. Although he did want that birdie.
Absolutely. It's going to keep things looking pretty much the same going into hole 5 here. All right, hole 5, par 3, 232 feet. It is definitely not the distance that you have to contend with. It is more of the slope of the green and the angle of the fairway. It pretty much, they both pull you down to the left. So
Correct.
angle control and speed is going to be very crucial on a shot like this.
And that's good.
Wow. Once again, Jared just putting it down off the tee. He's hitting some amazing lines. Love to see it.
That seemed to catch some stuff early, and that might be a little difficult for his up to the basket.
I agree. It definitely looks like it kept up a little bit higher on the shelf and in much more tree line than he'd want to deal with. Kade going a little long, a little fast there. We'll have to see what kind of angle he has to approach from the backside of the basket there. I think Jared's loving his shot more and more. This angle looks very nice from Chris.
Boom, parked.
Beautiful shot from Chris there. Just showing that he is here to stay. He's going to fight through this. Oh, no.
No.
No, 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 no. He didn't. None of us wanted that.
And that is the danger of this hole, is if you miss like that, you're just going to shoot up, and it just gets more and more difficult.
And that was such a beautiful look from Kade. Great confidence in that putt, and what a wonderful comeback from him.
Smart move.
Played the angle properly, got it right under there, making sure that he's not going to take any more damage from that. There must have been a little bit more of a line there from Christian as he was able to get to the target just a little bit low. Now he's got a bit of an uphill putt. I don't think the hill really translates that well on camera. It is pretty darn steep. But he gets the job done. Cleans out his par. Another birdie from Jared. Keep it going, my man.
I believe he is from Idaho.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is correct. I may be mistaken, I hope not. I believe at this point he is back to being an open bag player. He was with Prodigy for a long time. We were teammates for a while. Absolute great player. Now here we are at hole 6, par 4, just shy of 700 feet. Coming in at an average of 4.3, so we're looking at a third of a stroke over par. You can see the drone flying through what is at first a pretty wide open fairway. Once you get in, you have to deal with the low ceiling, making it through the tunnel and up the slope to the pin here. I look forward to seeing how these players attack it. Seems to be tracking pretty nicely. It's in the short stuff. That's really all you need. At 700 feet, it's really just about kind of positioning yourself on which side of the fairway you want to attack from, or the left or the right. And that's going to differ from these players, as Jared being the lefty. Chris lining up a backhand as well. Seems to be hyzering more than he would want.
That's looking to be good if it doesn't pan back. Yeah, that's a good place to be.
Yeah, Christian got that one to hold that line very long, very nice. Pretty much prime center of the fairway there. You get to pick what side you want to attack from there. Young gun Kade at 17.
Oh.
17 years old out here smashing.
I know.
Impressive.
I'm clever to try and tip it, but
Absolutely.
hitting it on hyzer makes the gap that much.
He's playing with 3 players that are well established and holding his own and then some. So love to see it. Looks like Jared's gonna opt to go up and over the top. seemed to be kind of understable. It popped up, held nice, and found the cameraman.
Yeah.
Usually if you find the cameraman, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Having to do a little bit of lumberjacking to get out of there. Looks like Kade liked what he saw and wants to replicate that up in the sky.
Jeez.
I hope he called the FAA to get clearing on that thing first. It's back to Earth. Mission control, we're safe. All right, we got Chris Waugh. Looks like he may be lining up a forehand roller, which is going to be a good play if he can get it to curl all the way back. And that's tracking nicely. It's about as good as it gets with the positioning that he put himself in on the previous shot.
Mm-hmm.
Christian lining up after putting himself in a pretty darn good position there. If it keeps under the ceiling, that's looking nice.
It's great. Ooh, some tree love.
I was going to say, I'm going to go ahead and say that's a helpful tree for Chris there. That came in a little hot.
What?
That was a good run from Kade.
Good safe run. And there's a pretty good backdrop from those angles, as you can see with it going uphill. It gives you a little bit more confidence to run as long as you're not hitting angle and rolling away like Kade's did previously.
Yes.
All our players are going to be able to tap in, most seemingly.
It's a great birdie from Christian. That's pretty much how you want to play that hole. And I think he executed it very well.
Absolutely. He put himself in a great position off the tee pad and hit that low ceiling shot. Good for Christian to hit that birdie, putting him just one stroke closer there. Now tied after that bogey from Chris. Jared hits his par to keep the other two players tied. And once again, that brings us to another commercial from Voodoo Ranger.
With 9% APV, Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA is extreme. So extreme that for his next stunt, he'll be jumping over this. Now that's extreme. Wait, where'd he go?
Paging Voodoo Ranger, please report back to the ramp.
All right.
Extreme! Why don't you tell us about hole 7?
Hole 7, par 3, 414 feet. I feel like this whole play is kind of narrow, so you just kind of want to pipe it down the middle as best you can, because the left side there's jail and right side there's also jail.
Absolutely. This is one of the more crucial tunnel shots. I think it's one of the wider ones that you get.
Yes.
But as you said, you do not want to find yourself left or right, especially early. If you make it to about halfway down the fairway, that's when it opens up. But even then, you just want to pipe it as straight as possible. Jared's catches a little bit, but he's going to be, he can play it from there. He didn't get too far off track. He's still going to be in the fairway. Got Kade lining up now. Looks like it just drifted a little wide right, but thankfully found its way out of that tree line. Should be able to find his way to the green from there. It's going to put Chris up on the pad. Also an unfortunate, looked like a late release, but very fortunate that it found its way back into basically center fairway. This will give him a shot to be able to correct that mistake and walk away with a par if he can execute this. Nice shot from Chris.
Puttable, yes.
The Cayman.
Cayman.
I can't say that I see that one very often.
I've never seen that.
I mean, I knew they were real, but yeah, I can't say that I see too many players throwing them. Kade with a great shot. He's going to like that. Jared opting to drop to a knee as the left-hand player there. He gets a little more room for his forehand.
Easy.
Nice shot from Jared.
Oh boy.
Good putt.
There it is, Chris. Way to capitalize on that opportunity after the unfortunate drive. Christian lining up now.
Yep.
Great birdie from Christian as we see a little bit of a shift in the lead on the card currently. Good par from Kade. Good par
As
from
well.
Jared.
Yep.
Tell us about hole 8.
Hole 8, par 3, 414 feet. Once you get down here, you want to kind of be in this little fairway here. Behind the basket is a little backdrop. It's not too dangerous, but still elevation sucks for putting. It's not a technical, crazy hole. You just kind of want to get it down there.
Yeah, absolutely. With the slight downhill the entire way, the 414 is not going to play that long. What you do have to control, as you said, other than the angles, is the speed can get away from you as it tries to pull it down that hill. So as long as they can throw something that's going to hold that line and find a nice slow down point, they're going to be liking that. And that is definitely puttable. That was a great shot. 333 feet is the correct distance there. That looks a little more accurate. Jared's got up and over a little bit, but found its way still into the fairway. Oh no. That was an unfortunate kick for Kade there. Hard to see where exactly it landed, but it definitely took off away from the fairway at a pretty high rate of speed. That finds its way right down the fairway. That'll leave him a long opportunity for 2.
Interference. But I'm not.
It's a little bit of a branch there, but that's not going to stop it from making its way to the green. He'll have a little bit of a bush to contest with. Other than that, that should be a putt that he can hit. You have Jared lining up here.
Oh yes, sir.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah. Yes, sir is correct.
Yeah.
What a putt from Jared. He
I
went
bet
to
that felt
Jared.
good. He went to Jared.
Beautiful birdie from Mr. Person there. Yeah, he's just a all-around good golfer, great energy, great person to get to play with. Chris is well known as a sniper on the green, and he did not want to get big putted.
Jeez.
Way to go, Chris. These guys are putting on a show right now. I'd like to point out the angle on the cameraman back there. Melnik looking good.
Oh, yeah.
Fairway Media always doing big things. Thank you again for the coverage, y'all. Christian wants a part of this.
Let's go.
It's a putter party. There it is.
Good putt from Kade.
Nice, clean putts on hole 8. Good work from the players there. Keeping it, once again, very tight during this front 9 here. Only 1 stroke between the leader and second on the card, bringing us into the last hole of this portion of our video. Hole 9, par 3, 228 feet. You'll see that the MPO averaged 2.6. It will be playing below par, and will definitely be one of the must-get birdies for everybody in this field. Christian throwing a nice slight backhand hyzer, which is going to be the play for the right-hand players. I believe Jared's just going to look to mimic that, most likely. Oh, looks like he's actually going for his forehand. Perfect.
That's looking good.
Fantastic shot. Played the angle well. That should have some good ground play. Speed control was very nice. So far, 3 for 3 off of the tee. Let's see Kade do his magic. Good grab on the grass there. All 4 players well within range. Kade up first.
Yes. Good birdie from Kade.
Beautiful putt. Great confidence. Dead center putt. Brings us to Chris. There we go.
Loving the excitement.
Honestly, I've never had the opportunity to play with Kade or Christian, but again, I know the film crew, and they bring great energy. Jared brings great energy. Chris brings great energy. So that had to be a good time for sure.
Yeah.
We are staring down a star frame right here with Christian basically able to just reach in and set it on home. Great way to finish the front 9. Fantastic coverage once again brought to you by Voodoo Ranger and all of our sponsors. Thank you, Jason and Dani Petersen, for putting on the event. Thank you, Hannah, so much for being on commentary with me. Stay tuned for the back 9, and we will see you soon. Sweet, sweet, sweet. You had to look it up on MySpace Music.